The New York Times.
European nations warily test a path to reopen society. Early bellwether of reviving economies while minimizing new illnesses. Review bumps New York City deaths past 10,000. Those not tested but presumed positive are added to toll. Governors insist the next moths belong to them. Experts reject Trump claim. Invisible hand of Obama nudged primary toward amicable end. Subtle mediation from a political distance. Feeling stuck as shut-ins curb abortion. A federal judge ruled that the administration's easing of nutritional standards violated regulatory law. School meal rollbacks voided.
New York Post.
Blimey. Trump accuses governors of mutiny, but then offers them an olive branch. Tell the Democratic governors that Mutiny on the Bounty was one of my all-time favorite movies, President Trump tweeted yesterday, casting himself as the dictatorial Captain Bligh in the squabble over who has the authority to ease COVID-19 restrictions. Amid bipartisan heat, he later said he'd meet with the govs on a solution. Prez rips WHO, suspends U.S. payments. Stops payments. President Trump announced Tuesday that the United States will suspend payments to the World Health Organization, saying the UN group had failed to report accurate information from China during the early stages of the coronavirus pandemic. I am instructing my administration to halt funding of the World Health Organization while a review is conducted to assess the World Health Organization, possibly severely mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus.
The Wall Street Journal.
Governors assert authority over reopening their states. Governors across the U.S. asserted their authority to reopen their states' economies, outlining plans to slowly roll back emergency orders, and President Trump said Tuesday that he wouldn't pressure any state leader to reopen. Airlines agreed to federal bailout. Largest U.S. carriers get billions in grants, loans as health crisis erodes business. New round of layoffs hits white-collar workers. People who thought their jobs were secure face unemployment. Big banks' profits plunge as losses on loans loom. Two big banks sent a clear message in first quarter earnings Tuesday. This recession is going to be bad. Mall landlords, retailers battle over unpaid rent. Mall and shopping center owners are compiling a blacklist of large, usually financially stable tenants that haven't paid their April rent.
Los Angeles Times.
Newsom lays out conditions for lifting his shutdown order. Sacramento Governor Gavin Newsom said California needs to increase testing, protect high-risk residents from infection, and expand hospital capacity before the state can begin to modify the unprecedented stay-at-home order he imposed 1 month ago and gradually return to a sense of normalcy. Sharing select facts with public. As the virus claims lives across California, a secondary victim is arising. Transparency from the government. Reopening U.S. depends on closing the testing gap. Singapore's migrant workers see virus soar. Just weeks ago, Singapore was a coronavirus success story, admired for pinpointing infected patients and isolating their contacts with brisk efficiency, all while causing minimal disruption to an economy that was the envy of Asia. Dialect of disease proves infectious from asymptomatic to zooming. The pandemic has led to the super spread of a viral vocabulary.
USA Today. Healthcare workers sick by the thousands. At least 27 have died from virus, CDC reports. Track your stimulus check money is on its way, by mail or direct deposit. Governors versus Trump with styles quite unlike presidents, some flex their muscle. While President Donald Trump commands the spotlight at White House coronavirus briefings, sometimes overshadowing and contradicting federal experts, America's governors often take a different tact. Letting state epidemiologists and public health officials lead the way. U.S. to halt funding for World Health Organization. May 1st may be a bit optimistic to reopen economy, Fauci says. Global cases near 2 million. Connecticut governor praises vice president's task force. Chicago Sun-Times.
Where there's smoke, there's ire. Alderman put Little Village smokestack demolition debacle on mayor, saying her executive order to strip them of permitting and licensing control left them powerless to stop implosion. Hours after taking office, Mayor Lori Lightfoot signed an executive order stripping aldermen of their unbridled control over licensing and permitting in their wards. Dominance, drama of 90s Bulls dynasty on display. Roper gives ESPN doc series Last Dance. Michael Jordan is the dominant commanding presence every step of the way. Husband and wife attorneys found dead under suspicious circumstances in Oak Park.
Chicago Tribune.
Antibody tests face key test. They're crucial to taming pandemic, but doctors wary of accuracy of devices to determine when Americans can safely venture out of their home bunkers. Scientists must first understand who has already contracted the new coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Pritzker. Illinois is bending the curve. Obama backs his former VP, calls out GOP's vices. Ex-president endorses Biden to take on Trump. Through all his trials, he's never once forgotten the values or the moral fiber that his parents passed on to him and that made him who he is. Barack Obama endorsing Joe Biden. 37 immigrant kids in local shelters positive for virus. Heartland Alliance describes symptoms as mild. Married Oak Park lawyers dead in suspicious circumstances. Police probing death of prominent couple found in their home. 2 prominent attorneys were found dead in their Oak Park home Monday night, under what authorities called suspicious circumstances, though police chief